Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the show. I am Moriah Afolabi Brown. I never do this alone. I have the ladies with me. Hi, ladies.
Hi. Excellent morning.
Have you recovered from yesterday's show?
Exceptional morning.
How are you doing, Obi?
We are good. We are good.
What's up? What are your plans for the weekend? I start some voting. What are you doing?
Voting.
Better vote.
Ebiko. Yesterday I was very excited and happy because my supervisor, I'm supposed to be doing these live sessions, free coaching. So my supervisor is a very busy person. She's a big person out there, and she didn't have time. So I had to screen grab all the...
What's her name?
Steph Red or something. I had to screen grab the conversations I had, the session I had to her to get her feedback since it was my very first session. And she sent me a powerful feedback. And I looked at myself and said, Obi Ajulu, I found your calling.
Oh, fantastic.
I felt so good, like, wow. She said, I don't believe you have not been coaching before. I said, I've not been coaching before. I just finished class. So I really felt good.
Thanks for marketing yourself. All right, let's jump to Nima. How are you doing, Nima?
Me, I'm just grateful to God. Today is World International Women's Day. No?
Yeah.
Yes, so
We should be talking about ourselves more. And tomorrow happens to be Bolaji's birthday, my older sister's birthday.
Wow.
And my
Bolaji is our producer. For those of you that don't know, happy birthday.
Queens are born in March,
Hey, head producer in charge.
It makes it 19 years my grandmother passed in 2000. So tomorrow I'll be celebrating as well as reminiscing on how grandma lived.
Tomorrow is voting day now.
We'll be voting. Me, certainly, I'm voting.
Like
No, I'm not like some people.
Some people.
I'm voting, certainly. I want to make it there for 8 so that bet I'll hold you to
Once
it.
you get there at 8 o'clock, just let
Trust
me know.
me.
I'll take a picture.
So that
Evidence.
Yeah. You know the pictures come with time, so I'll drop it as I'm taking this and you know. So I'll get
Nima, if your people get that 100,000, if you know what?
I will take the money.
I plan to give the chairman 100,000, but he has not gotten back to me.
Why do you want to give a chairman that does not need money?
Okay,
Give Nima.
so Nima,
the terms of this bet is very
Nima,
vague.
I will reduce your own to 50,000 now.
Ah.
No, I'll give you 50K.
I'll make it there.
If your INEC people in your own polling booth, and I'm
Set
saying
up
it
by
positive.
set up by 8 a.m.
I'm positive.
But light the lights, not be like, I'll give you 50,000.
So you better go and start looking for them.
My light is mobile is very deep, so I'll hold it to it.
Yes.
Hey, see money flying
Yes.
over
I'm
my
telling
head.
you.
Because me, I know my people now. I'm not a Nigerian. I'm not a Nigerian. We're not Nigerians.
They are
I know
not
my
time,
people.
I'm not among you
most
people.
times people are not time conscious. So.
Nigerians.
They will shock
okay.
me.
Okay, they'll shock me. All right. I hope they're hearing. Please shock
start
me.
telling.
I'll find her 50K. How you doing, Jare?
I'm well, I'm good. Any
to
plans?
see you.
Same here. I don't know if I have much plans for the weekend.
Are you
I'm to
voting?
sleep.
Please
Of
say
course
yes.
I'm voting.
Fantastic.
Of course I'm voting.
I'm voting in a posh area. You are sure that you're back home?
Yes, now.
That's why I
That's their
registered.
area. That's their posh
How are
area.
you sure that's why
My husband registered in their area. Because my husband we registered in
I
the
saw
city.
videos from you people. You were having
husband's
party.
Barbecue now.
10 minutes, they don't finish.
Imagine.
And we were still struggling in our side.
If I
Like,
don't
hey,
have money in
Jehovah.
this life, I will not. I must have money in this
They had
life.
canopy, they had barbecue, they were relaxing, there was music.
Now we
everybody-
vote.
But it was
We were
contribution
with
from
you.
different individuals. It's not like they had to tax
It's the same thing. Can they contribute in our area? to
Well,
the
they can
barbecue?
contribute
Who
in your
dashed
area
them?
too now.
If you try to marry, say you want to buy votes.
So, Mo, what's your plan for the weekend?
Well, I am going to, I did last time, but I'll try to go to Grandma's place to vote. And the good news, for Monday, your view finally is going to get an extension to 90 minutes. What? People have been clamoring for this for many, many years. People have been asking for more and more time for your view. So we will have more time for Monday by God's grace. We're going to try to put that together. We have extended interview sessions. So hopefully by 10:30 we end the show. So we'll try to extend our hot topics because people love the hot topic segments on the show. So we extend that for 30 minutes.
I'll save this Thursday on topic for
Don't
worry, another one will come up.
There'll be lots of topics. So on Monday, by God's grace, we'll start our 90-minute segment. All right, so let's go on a break. Today, are the kids on holidays? Wow.
Yes,
Yeah,
they're
where are your kids staying at home?
Okay, I haven't been with my kids for 2 weeks.
Right.
I've been away. I've been with my husband for honeymoon 2 weeks. I'm going home today. I've missed my kids. I've missed
Wait, excuse me,
them,
please,
like-
rewind. When you and your husband go on, because first of all, you went to US, America. That's how many
Yes,
weeks
for
ago?
3 weeks. That was in December.
So now we're in February. We're in March already.
No,
So you and your
I
husband
couldn't
went
help
to-
it. I had the coaching course to attend
Right.
on the island. I couldn't be going from, where we stay now. So I had to stay in
Somewhere close
Surulere,
by.
somewhere
it's
close
like
by.
stay vacation.
So where's
Yes.
grandma? Where's the kids are with grandma?
My mother-in-law.
My mother-in-law. Oh, we're talking about mother-in-laws today. So let's take a break. When we come back, we'll breeze through the front page. Since we're not allowed to talk about politics, so we'll just pick a few stories here and move on. Stay with us. We'll be right back. I knew this would be sweet like this. I won't take it. All right. A few stories. No certificate of return for candidates declared winner on the duress. That's INEC speaking. I think that's pretty straightforward. They're quite enough. Nima, do you have that story?
Yeah, the INEC chairman was addressing all parties, saying that, you know, for those politicians who think in certain areas, like they had in Imo, where the EREC was saying, for him to declare the senatorial district zone where the former governor was coming from,
right,
he was held under duress.
Yeah.
So we had certain instances of such declarations within senatorial zones, constituencies in the past elections that we had, just the last one, presidential elections. Okay. And so they are curtailing these excesses by cautioning them on time that if your rec should get back to the national headquarters and say this is how he was made to declare you, you will not get your certificate of return.
Which makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
To put on that duress.
No,
even
if some like the man said, his family was at risk and he was made to declare, so
he had to.
He will be properly investigated. So
that was in Punch. Okay, so we're going to take a story that caught our attention in Telegraph. How a pastor raped me at 7 by a teenager. She's now, I think she's 14.
Yeah, she's 14 now. So she was saying that, she was saying this in court, that when she was 7, that was 7 years ago, the pastor, who happened to be like a teacher in the school, they were in the nursery school, called her inside the office, inserted his finger into her private part, then inserted his penis into her private part, raped her elder sister as well, and one of their friends. So when she got home, she reported the case to her mother. Her mother, instead of going to the police, went to call her own pastor. And they went to warn this Mr. Matthew. And then Mr. Matthew got upset and went to the police to report them for coming to warn him. Thank God the police investigated and found out from the statements of the mother that the children were actually raped. And then the police took over the case.
And someone was also
tested
giving
the children in the
naira.
home. Yes. 10 naira after the rape.
10 naira.
10 naira. One of
10
the
naira. One of the
sisters.
the elder sister was given 10 naira after the
rape. And so the police took over, found out that the case actually happened. So it's in court now. I'm really happy that the police...
Nima, I want you to jump in here because when the parent says, I'm going to report you to another person, either be a counselor, is that the next step? What's the first step? You've seen a lot of cases like this.
Too many times to explain how even if the child was lying, it should be treated as a mom or as a guardian of any child. The first thing you should do is take that child to the nearest, in Lagos, primary healthcare centers, pick a rape kit and, secure evidence. And rush your child to the nearest general hospital. If it is too far, Mirabel Center, we have one in...
Always ask for a rape kit.
Get your evidence first. Before you say you are lying, you are mistaken, or you are calling your daddy in the Lord.
Pastor.
Do the right thing for your child. If the police didn't do this, I'm even shocked because usually some police officers like
straightforward,
but they did this and thank God
Another human angle story that caught our attention, I think was in Punch. Ogun landlord attacks neighbor, blinds him over security dues. Kika has that story.
Yeah, so the landlord in Ogun State, I think Aroromi, that's the name of the community. He's the one in charge to go to all of the houses, the communities there to collect the money for security dues in their environment. So apparently when he went to this house to meet Mr. Olushiro, and there was an encounter between the both of them where he had to take a sharp object to hit him on the head and affected his 2 eyes. So as we speak right now, we've been told that the guy have lost his eyes, though he's in General Hospital Ikeja here, and it's based from the story that we got. I think that there are other things, that some underlying issues around them relating to the children that the other guy has and all of that.
No matter the issue,
I was telling you guys in the makeup room before Nima came that yesterday I was hoping to get a police to come and arrest me because in anger, I reacted in anger too much to my daughter, and I spanked her in a way that, goodness, I could have reported myself. In fact, I could have just gone to the police, please, just put me in the cell. Because I felt bad, I was crying like a baby, which is the same thing this man did, reacting in anger. When you react in anger, you are sure to commit a crime.
We have it's still anger. It still boils down to anger.
Taking charge of your emotions.
Yes.
Because we hardly take charge of our emotions.
Your child to correct
my child did something wrong. I wanted to spank her. I spanked her, but I mistakenly spanked her. I went to, I used the stuff, I went too far.
Like when you
And it
stone
hurt her to the
somebody.
point where she had a scar. And now, I mean, I
scars on
started
me from my
crying.
mom.
But
that
she's a
was
7-year-old
those
child.
days.
I wanted to report myself. I wanted to call police last night. Please come and arrest me.
But
I'm
then
in trouble.
you now cry in front of your child.
I didn't
No,
cry
she
in front of her.
didn't. Calm down, Nima.
My
she
dad
didn't.
took
wanted
her
to
away.
know, you know I
My dad
wasn't
took her
there.
away, and I just cried like a baby by myself. I just said, God, ask me God for forgiveness, and I will never ever touch my child again.
I think we should all learn to control ourselves.
emotions.
Our
Yes,
emotions.
when you're
So when
angry.
you're angry, the best thing is not to react at that time. Take yourself away from there.
right.
When you're settled, you
quiet.
can. Yes, you can.
Okay, another story. Let's see how Jonathan Fashola arrested Ebola. Ebola spread in Nigeria. I think that was Maurice Iwu speaking.
Yeah,
2014. You will not forget the year.
You can never forget.
No, but you know
VRF come
this-
yesterday to our to
Ah,
TVC
no.
like a star.
You know that me, I just like
VRF.
I just like the charisma, the
Yeah.
confidence. The
Has
way
he entered? You know
and
somebody entered.
Very
someone that
articulate,
did treat you with
very-
respect. When you go, that's the example to show him respect. He carries himself with a lot of respect.
That's true. So
I like the
Professor
person.
Morrissey, who was also saying that we should, because Jonathan put in so much in the research, they were able to curb the disease from spreading, and Babatunde Fashola as well assisted, pumped in money, and they were able to curtail it. Because I was wondering at that time,
and Jonathan.
like, imagine if that disease had started, somewhere like Oshodi.
Yes, now.
But it happened in Lagos
But
here,
yeah,
and it
Yes,
didn't spread.
yeah, that's the thing I'm saying. So
It's
they
also the-
swooped in. They swooped in and they curtailed it. So it was
I
a good
think
thing.
thumbs up for them, especially Fashola and
Yeah.
Jonathan.
And
for
the president,
this-
former
this-
president.
It would have been like
Yeah.
a Sierra Leonean
Former
case.
Remember, we celebrated them when that thing happened. We really
Yes.
celebrated about that time.
They did a good
But
job.
then I did devil. No,
There was-
we should
yes.
keep talking about that woman. Her sacrifice was too
Exactly.
big.
Her sacrifice, she paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah.
Some kids will not know her, but they'll have to learn about
That's why
her.
we must have history.
That's
History.
Yeah.
They have to learn about her.
In our
Can you not know
schools,
She
that devil?
paid the ultimate price, and we have
Those
to
are the
continue
role
talking about her.
models.
Okay, another story that caught our attention in the papers: 20 killed, 50 houses razed in Kogi communal clash. Who has that story?
I have the story.
Yeah.
So these two communities, Sharia community and Bassa local government, they've been having issues consistently, always fighting each other. So a bunch of gunmen stormed one of the, I think the Sharia village, and started shooting. At the end of the day, about 20 people were killed. But their community heads have been having meetings, trying to find a way to, resolve their issues. And even when those other people came, the militia came to, raid the place, they burnt the bridge. So there's no connection now between the two villages.
Oh, wow.
I think we should just adopt peace, so to speak. We don't need to kill ourselves for whatever reason, be it political
Especially
or
in
not.
this season. Another story that caught our attention in Vanguard, I think it was Afenifere leaders push for Yoruba presidency. That's 2023, they're talking. And the Afenifere leader was trying to say that Kayode Fayemi is a possible candidate for 2023. And I don't know why we're already thinking 2023.
I'm telling you,
No,
we've not
it's
finished
What
2020. And I think
annoys
that's
me
the
about our
challenges.
political leaders, they don't even see development. They don't see progress. All they see is the next win, the next win, next battle.
next
We're gonna,
leader.
We're gonna, the next leader, the next who's going to be the person leading the pot of gold.
And more, what does that tell you? Everybody is interested in their personal pockets.
Bagam,
Everybody is
selfish.
interested
As
in
much
their
as
own
I
self.
appreciate Afenifere, but sorry, with all due respect, the last thing on your mind should be 2023.
I'm telling
Let
you.
us even finish this
You
election.
see people that are fairly now. Oh yeah, who are these so-called leaders speaking for you?
They're not speaking
When
for
did
you.
you appoint them?
I didn't
That
appoint
they are
them.
discussed. In fact, I'm tired.
Abio.
That's how they keep dividing us
It's
along
almost a
ethnic
slap
lines.
in our face.
Every
You're already talking and discussing 2023.
We have not
We've
finished
not seen
2019.
development between 2015
And 2019.
And we're still trying to,
2019
we're digging
to
for,
2030.
we're scratching
here as
for
an adult
success.
girl, I don't know any leader. Nobody should come and say they are speaking for me.
Abi?
Because when I was there, when I needed leaders, I didn't find them. Nobody should speak for me. This country should be one. Don't carry your selfish interest and say you are speaking for me.
Thank you.
Oh my Lord, goodness me. Let's go on a break. When we come back, hey, are you guys ready for today's topic?
Now we are afraid.
I think I warn you.
No, we are calm
Hey,
today.
take
We
a
did not take anything in our tea. Some people accuse some of us
Let
of
us
taking
talk.
something.
You know that. Let us talk in a way that we know when we come back, we're still going back home to our marriage. Are we?
Exactly. So our
So
things
do not
will
carry
be
your
thrown
do
out.
not pack your load out of your marriage. So let's get your points together and talk very, very calmly. We're going to break. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Okay, thanks for staying with us. So a video emerged on social media of a heated confrontation between a mother and her daughter-in-law. I think this happened in the United States. According to the video, filmed by the husband, the mother is complaining about lack of adequate care from her son and has also accused her of preventing people from getting close to her husband. She's accusing her daughter-in-law, of stopping people from getting close to her son.
Awesome. Now,
you can watch this clip. For many of you that are on social media, I'm sure you've already seen it, but for those who are not on social media, watch this.
Oh, ni ru mi la so. Tètè mú yẹ. Mi ò ní ìyá. Mi ò mọ ṣe ṣe yàn. Bébí bá ní ìyá já mi. Ó yá. Ó dẹ́ ní kọ́ ẹ̀. Ó dẹ́ ní kọ́ ẹ̀. Ó yá. Bá ṣe ṣe ń náà ìjà kí ló kún mi kàn lẹ́wọ̀n. Ó dẹ́ ní kọ́ ẹ̀. Kí ìṣàmọ́ tó kù náà. Ó dẹ́ ní kọ́ ẹ̀. Ó dẹ́ ní kọ́ ẹ̀. Bó bá dé bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ ẹ̀ kò lè yá sábà yìí. Ẹ̀ ló ti tó. Ó ń gbàgbọ́ lọ fún ìyàgbọ́ wọn. Ó ní wọ́n náà. Ẹ̀ ló ti tó. Ẹyin ìyá. Àwọn tó ṣe é lóore kí ló ṣe fún. Àwọn tó ṣe é.
So the question is, how far is too far when it comes to your mother-in-law? And you see, we can look at this in different angles. You know, some can be on the side of the mother-in-law, some can be on the side of the daughter. But you see, as we have children, we all have sons here.
Yeah.
And as I have started seeing how my son is so full of love, the way he comes so close to me and he just loves his mother. My husband sees it. And I think to myself that the way this boy is showing me so much love, as we grow together, I get so attached to this boy. How would I be as a mother-in-law when he now begins to transfer that love to somebody else? I can almost put myself in the shoes of a mother-in-law who feels that, listen, you are taking my son away from me. Once you have boys, you begin to understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
In this situation, what do you make of the video? And in your case, what is too far when it comes, especially when you have a mother-in-law who can be a pain. There's a mother-in-law that can be very, very mean. In this, we're not really sure what happened, but what we know is that mother-in-law was cursing, daughter-in-law was cursing back. In fact, the husband in the picture was recording. And obviously, I'm sure he was not have posted the video. So in that group, what do you think, how do you make of it? Yes, Kike, I want to go first.
I think, first of all, I would say that the guy did something very wrong by putting that thing on social media. However, may God not allow you depend on your living, on your parents. Sometimes you find out that the reason why these parents, the mother-in-laws, come into your home is because they depend on their son for living. So sometimes there are challenges that comes along the way. Now, I'm bringing it back home. I know this happened in America.
Pause for a second.
Yeah.
So you say that in a situation whereby a woman is, but mothers are supposed to be dependent on their children. That's what we're supposed to take care of our parents growing up. So when you start coming with the idea of you're dependent, it should be wrong for you to be dependent on your child as an 80-year-old woman.
No.
Of course, who are they going to be dependent on?
No, I agree with you that, yes, they trained us for us to take care of them, but sometimes parents need to understand that you brought us to this world to take care of us. Do not depend your living on the children, because at some point the children too will have their own responsibility to take care of. Most times our parents feel that because I sent you to school, because I did certain things for you, therefore when you are there, everything that you earn, I own it.
That's
everything that is no.
Okay, let me let Nima come in here first. Before I come to you originally.
Subconsciously.
Nima, do you agree with what Kike just said?
I disagree because the Quran says, in your weakness, they were there for you. In their weakness, you have to be there for them. That's the circle of life, the way I grew up. So my parents, when I was helpless, when I couldn't have fended, provided for myself, they were there for me. The circle is that, if I'm in a relationship where a spouse is preventing that relationship from my parents to go easily, I'll break off, even if it's a marriage. Because I cannot, my ajana is not with my husband at his feet. Just as he is at his mother's feet, mine is still at my mother's feet. That's the way I see it. Now, because your mother-in-law might depend on your husband, it's why girls are supposed to be raised to to foster, nurture families. We're nurturers. We're supposed to grow and nurture families. You see, I always call a woman in the house like the garbage bin. They will come with everything. You have to. As a child, I was a 9-year-old child when I witnessed my grandmother do something very terrible to my mom. I ran down and called my mom, and she came there, and the way she carried the matter, my father didn't even find out.
Okay.
So that's a lesson for me.
Let me pause you for a second. Let me come to Bajilo on this. What do you make of this whole situation?
The ideal for me is, as parents, to position yourself in such a way that you don't depend on your children. Because, yes, just let me follow it step by step. Because we've come to a place where some of these kids are not as successful as they would have been because family is pulling them here, they are calling you here, you are paying bill here, you are doing this here. And then you forget that these people are supposed to build their lives. The ideal, that's what I said. But there are certain situations where you can't help it. The parents are disadvantaged.
Yeah.
And you have to be the one to carry your parents, which is okay. So in picking a wife, you have to pick a wife who is willing to accommodate your parents. That video I saw, that Bobo should be flogged for, making a video when your mother, that means you don't even have respect for your mother and even for your wife. You are supposed to separate them and pull them apart. You took your time. You are a troublemaker as far as I'm concerned.
What is interesting that I'm hearing two women on this table. You're talking like, obviously, the 21st century woman. And I think a lot of parents will be surprised to hear you and Kike talk this morning, saying that.
A lot of young people will support them.
Right, because, a lot of young people will support them, but just wondering, how realistic is it for us to say that as we grow older, we will not somehow depend on our kids?
Mariah, it's easy.
Are we changing that entire narrative?
While I said what I said earlier, right, as at today's date, do we still carry responsibility of certain issues that our parents are handling?
Oh,
we do.
Certainly.
Yes. Do we still, not only our parents, extended family,
right,
sisters, cousins, uncles, aunties. But along the line, just like how Obianjolu said it now, you would forget yourself. Again, our parents, sometimes they would have been more successful than who they are today.
Yes,
but
they
because
didn't
they
carry
are the
extended
breadwinner in their family, they carry all the responsibility on their heads. I, as a wife, I, as a sister, a daughter to my own parents, I have played different roles when it comes to taking care of my parents to where I am today in my own capacity. Have I taken care of my own mother-in-law best known to me? I have tried that. Have I also tried to form unity? Because the most important thing that we are forgetting here is unity. There are times that when the mother-in-law comes in, knowing that the husband, the son is married to another woman, and the wife too cannot manage the fact that there's a mother-in-law who has trained this child, who has suffered for this child from where he is today. It is the son. It is the son that cannot manage or balance both.
Well, very little time. Let me take somebody else.
Life was very tough in the 80s, maybe when we were born in the 70s. And parents had to sacrifice dreams to give their children the best of life. So I cannot understand a child who's been given the best of life now sits calmly and make a decision and say, my parents should have invested in their life.
Exactly.
Something would have given. It's either your own give or your parents' own give. So they've made the sacrifices for you. You can't turn your back. No, in our generation now, we can now be planning pension. No.
But let me take okay, in understanding that you need to help your parents, must you bring them into your home? Can you sort them out wherever they are? Let me take this call from Yakub. I'll come to that. Yakub, are you still there?
Yeah,
Please, go ahead.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Because of the time, let me just go straight to the point. I really love what Sister Anima said this morning. And then I disagree with the two ladies as well.
Right.
You see, Morayo, the man in question, I don't think is that woman that gave birth to that very particular guy. Reason being that your mother and your wife have misunderstanding, and then you have the God to carry your iPhone and started video them, and then you put it on social media. I don't think so. And then the point is this, Morayo, this very particular big guy, when he was nothing, he cannot be able to feed himself. This mother was there. And then the point one of your co-hosts is saying is that the responsibility that they are taking is much more than that they bring their mother to their home because they have so much responsibility. Morayo, a woman that is coming from Songo down to Oshodi every day because he want to send his son to school. And then as time goes on, he grow older, he cannot be able to do those things again. He must depend on that very particular guy to be able to.
Thank you very much, Jacob. We're going to go on a break. When I come back, I'll start with Obijolu. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
So we're still talking about mother-in-law's relationship with the daughter-in-law and also the husband. Let me let you jump in here.
So I just want us to be very practical about it. I'm not saying we shouldn't care for our parents after they've sacrificed for us. All I'm saying is parents should get to a point where they build themselves as well as sacrificing for their children. Because when kids are born and they have their own life, they need to focus on building their family. Now, let me give you an example with myself. I happen to have parents and parents-in-law who were doing amazing. So for the first how many years of my life, I didn't have to send them money. And that helped us to build our own house. That helped us to, facilitate our life so fast and so quick that when you look at how old are you, how old is your husband? Oh, you people already have this and you have that, because there were no parents. Yes, there was no pressure from the family. All our resources were put into building together. And we were able to accelerate really fast. So then afterwards, I realized that, okay, we have gotten to that point where we are good now. We have to start putting money down for these people every month. We have to give them something.
So they give you time to build.
Yeah,
okay.
so give
Let me take this call from Bola from Oshogbo. Bola, are you there?
Yeah.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Good morning. Please,
Good morning.
let me just go straight to the point.
Yes.
The point we're having here is that the first day that we have a baby boy, mother-in-law should be having it at the back of their mind that this boy one day is going to be an independent.
Yeah.
He's going to have his own family. So you cannot play the role of a mother at the same time. You want to play the role of a wife
At the same time.
in your son's
life.
And second thing is that Bible says a man shall leave his parents and cleave to his wife. But some mother-in-law didn't want to understand this at all. And this guy we are talking about from the video that you showed to us, the poverty is their problem there. There's no enough money to keep
All right, thank you for your point, Bola, but is that a fair statement? A woman has sold everything she has. She did not work. She worked for miles to send your husband to school. She sacrificed everything she had. Now, she's at an old age. She cannot work anymore. Are you now saying, oh, poverty? Because it's poverty, that's why she's dependent on her.
No, she's talking about
so is it fair to actually refer to a mother-in-law like that?
So what if she even worked? What if she even was entitled to a pension and some corruption like they have in Nigeria denied her what she's entitled to? Are you going to abandon her that she didn't put things in place? You see, we need to put these things down. I will talk about the mother-in-law. We need to put these things down and pick them carefully. Now, a mother-in-law should understand, once your husband is married, give him room. Your son is married. Give him room with his daughter, with his wife.
To bond and grow.
That's a separate relationship that you have. What you have with your son is a separate, unique relationship that you must care separately for. Your daughter-in-law can't choose, if she is well brought up, to build a beautiful relationship with you if you allow it.
Yes.
I was just looking at Aunty Ngozi's pictures here, and the way she talks about her daughter-in-law all the time, it makes me just dream.
Which Ngozi is this?
Ngozi of our TVC, our Aunty Ngozi herself.
Interesting.
She's a grandmom, 2 granddaughters, and, an amazing relationship with her daughter-in-law. She talks about that lady all the time. And anytime she's talking, it makes me just dream.
Right.
I have a wonderful one, too.
You can
I'll come to
separate
you,
it and put
Let me
it
take
in
this call from Funke
perspective
and
and
come
put
to you.
it together.
Funke, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead, please.
It's unfortunate that when you see that clip, the first thing you will say is parents should try to be independent of their kids. It is disappointing.
Oh,
That
sorry.
what?
I didn't get that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, all right. I think I will start from saying I agree with all the points you guys have raised. But only tobin Yoruba tole oko meji wo o ni meyi to da.
Please explain. No.
In the sense that if you never marry 2 husbands, you will never appreciate where you're coming from, where you are today. For somebody like me who have been married before and I'm married again, I think I've been extremely lucky when it comes to mother-in-law. I've never had issues with mother-in-law until maybe 1 or 2 challenges that comes in.
Which is normal.
Yeah, but again, I'm going to give another adage. Only tó bá ṣe gbé òbí ẹ, àbí tó bá ṣe gbé tiẹ̀ náà máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ gbé. The way you present your parents, your partner, that is how subconsciously your partner is going to embrace them.
Yeah.
As at today's day, I married a man who loves his mother to death. Do you understand? And coming in, generally, I'm a generous person. I believe so much in the unity called family. I believe so much in trying to put togetherness. Do you understand? And I remember when I first met my mother-in-law, first of all, I didn't like her looks. It doesn't mean that she's not well taken care of. But for somebody like me, I felt that it must correlate.
Yes.
Look at the son, look at me, look at this. Do you understand? Yes, he might be doing well by building house and the likes and all of that. But I had to tush her up. I had to do a lot of things. Do you understand? Again, it's not about the mother-in-law trying to know where to draw the line. And the wife trying to know where she too have to draw the line. But as today, go ahead.
Let me take this call. I think Titi has been holding for a while. Titi, are you there?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
My name is Titi Layo, calling from Ikorodu.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, quick point. I would just like to say that if you have a mother-in-law or a father-in-law that is independent, it is fine. You are lucky. But if you have that a mother-in-law that is not independent, you have to sacrifice for them. You have to put them in your agenda, whatever house you're building, whatever car you are buying. They are part of your responsibility. See, I run a school, and I know how parents suffer, how they struggle to pay their children's school fees. It's a battle for them. They give so many things. They let go of so many things just to make sure that their children are fine. Then my other point is, when you have parents and when they are aging, you say that their reasoning, their brain deteriorates over time. So it is your duty to help them feel among.
Okay.
Your duty.
All right. Point again. Hang in there. Let's go back to the video. How far is too far? Yes, you have a mother-in-law who is crazy, throwing curse for whatever reason. That we've established the fact that take care of their responsibility, X, Y, Z. Now, imagine you have a mother-in-law or a father-in-law who is crazy, who is very imposing, she's dominating, it's my son's house, she's in charge, and you're the wife. How far is too far? What we saw in that video is the girl cursing back at the mother-in-law. Is that appropriate? Even though she brings on the fight, the MIL brings on the fight.
Yeah.
How should a woman handle that situation?
Okay, so there's what they call home training.
Yes, so.
No matter how upset you are,
you will not say.
No, hold on. No matter how upset I am, I will not slap my mother. I will not insult my mother.
Your own mother, yeah.
My mother, when I get into the house, my mother-in-law becomes my mother.
Not in all cases.
So I should, hold on. I should be able to give her the respect I would give to my mother. No matter how upset she gets me, the best thing is to walk away. I will find a way to talk to my husband to handle it. And I expect, I expect the man to know what he wants and know how to handle, pacify the mother and pacify the wife.
You don't even take it too far to mother-in-law. How would you treat someone who is supposed to be elderly enough to be your mother in any capacity in public? Is that behavior that you bring to the house, and to your mother-in-law? See, I always say it here, the relationship is unique. What I have with my mom, please don't beef. It's unique.
Yeah.
I might not be able to have it with my mother-in-law, but I will respect her. The way I would respect...
that girl went offline?
Yes.
We should beat her. She did not have
what goes around comes around. When we are talking about our mother-in-law, someday we would be mother-in-law.
Yes.
So in a case where you have a daughter-in-law cursing out on the mother-in-law, and the son himself is videoing the call. It shows that the all-bringing of the three of them is not from this world. You understand? So at the end of the day, so at the end of the
Even
day,
the son.
you look at the upbringing of the son, it shows that there's a but in it. I'm not here to say anything. That's number one. Number two is that the daughter herself, some girls, they believe that when they get to that abroad, life don't finish. You realize that this thing happened abroad. And most women there, they believe that we are independent. They are copying all of this. Hold on.
Okay.
And the third thing is the mother-in-law coming into the home and trying to dominate. Because what I'm seeing there is not your home. And cursing each other out just shows that the foundation of the three of them is wrong.
Well, on that note, we should go on a break. But let me take this call very quickly. Who's that? Thanks for calling. Favor, 10 seconds, please. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Favor from Ikorodu.
Yes, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, what I'd like to say is that as children, we are like investments. Our parents invested on us.
Yes, so
It's not easy from the crèche class till after university. I'm saying that because your mom or parents, they are independent, then you shouldn't do your own part.
Right.
Just do your part as like make them eat the fruit of their labor.
Of course. That's basic.
Yeah. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll take more calls and tweets. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. Let's have some tweets, please.
Okay, he here says, sometimes these things can't be helped. When your folks depend on you, what can you do? Tell them to go sort themselves out, but everyone has to know their boundaries. Kike Andrew in stream says, Kike is Jain. Jain it in Yoruba, aka MC King King. I didn't know Kike could speak Yoruba well like this. I thought she was an Ajebota. Now you know, sir. Bade Gessin says, before marriage. I'm sorry. Says, before marriage, daughter-in-laws are always nice, kind to the mother-in-law. But once they come in, it becomes a different ball game. Jeremy says, no matter what you think about the husband filming the drama, we don't truly know his intentions. He gave us a peep into his own world.
Nima, I'll come to you, but let me take this call. Morning, are you there? Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I received a clip 2 days ago from a colleague of mine that told us that this is what grandmothers pass through when they come to America. And I want to tell you that it shows that the guy himself cannot take hold of his own. That's number one. Number two, the lady in question does not have any home training at all.
Yes, so.
Yes,
so.
Another Yoruba babe. Horrible. But we not ever experience it in our life. But I'm a mother and I have just one boy. I'm training him. I don't want to depend on him for life, but I should be able to get to my son's house and feel happy and feel free.
Well, let me throw something at you. Let me thank you very much for this point you've made, because you see, the you in you is the you in you. My husband always says that. You can travel anywhere in the world. But the truth is that the fact that Nima ABCD is acting all submissive in Nigeria. Is it possible that take that Nima, let's not use let's take that Nima away from Nigeria, take her to Australia, to US? Will she act like this woman in the video?
She may not.
Because Nigeria makes you feel as if, let's be humble, they want someone anything on show. When you travel abroad, it gives you this freedom. When you know what? I am in a territory where women are protected. The way I mother-in-law, you cannot tell me nonsense.
But
so maybe the you in you is the you.
The you does not have respect.
The building that is building my own you is the verses of the Quran that says, after submitting to God, your parents, next in line, your kings, and then the society. You see, it's a circle. Anywhere you take me, I won't take myself away from that blessing by falling victim to. I know what I can say. I can abuse the world. I know myself. I have a sharp tongue. I won't use it to question to you,
because here in Nigeria, we have that, we have to submit. But when you travel, Oprah Winfrey tells you, you are free. It's your world.
Not to disrespect.
And you now get this confidence. And when you comes to America, you tell her to her face, you have rights.
Mo, as at today's date, we all have masks, different masks that we wear.
Yeah.
When you're in workplace, you tend to be the nicest person, professional, great place to work, etiquette, you are number one. But now when you are behind closed doors, you find another mask that you unveil. So the mask we are talking about now is what that guy has put on air, that he has unveiled.
Yes.
If you see that lady and the woman outside, or the man himself, you will not believe many people you see on suits today, that when you see them, you'll be tripping. But behind closed doors, they are another person entirely.
Yeah. Respect for elders is universal.
Yes, so
there's no part of the world that says don't respect your elders. So if naturally you have been brought up properly, even if she comes to your house here in the US and she's misbehaving, you will give her that respect. You will not banter words with her. You can walk away from that environment and come back when she's calm. Then handle it with your husband. So you don't give that excuse because it's a free world. We're in America. She talks to me. I talk to her. That's wrong. Respect is universal.
But I think what we also need to gain here is controlling our emotions. Where we are talking about the woman charging at the mother-in-law and the mother-in-law charging back, you realize that none of them can control their emotions. And that is exactly what you were talking about at the beginning of the show.
There's even a bigger point of a role model that we are missing.
Yes.
Her daughter was in the bath. In the video, she was bathing.
I didn't even see that.
She was bathing a child,
a young child,
daughter or son,
and she's watching
a child.
Yes.
She jumped out of it at her mother-in-law. She's setting an example that she will pay for in her life. Now, we forget that our parents are an important part of the growth of the life of our children. Because you are now a daughter, a wife, a mother, you want to protect, you want to treat your children like they're only yours. They are not yours alone. Their grandparents have an important role in their life. I don't joke with that relationship. It's very important.
Okay, so Shei Louis says, painfully, some ladies go into marriage seeing their mother-in-law as a problem to be dealt with. On the other hand, some mother-in-law sees the wife as someone coming to separate her from her son. The man should be the one to balance both sides.
Fantastic.
God says his wife and his mother should start working on him for deliverance. Whatever it is.
Yes, Skittish Money says, parents don't invest in their children so that they can milk them when the children grow up. When you choose to have kids, it's a decision that comes with responsibility, and that is to nurture them and see it as a bonus.
Okay, let me I'll let you have the last word. I'll let you have the last word, but let me go ahead.
So I think the last word for me is about we parents should be conscious of what we say, what we do in front of our children, because at the end of the day, the children will model and mirror us in future. And at that period, we wouldn't know where the issues are coming from. That is the upbringing that we've given and we've exposed to the children.
I would like us to change the mentality that our children are investments. It's very wrong, and it puts pressure on the children. You gave birth to them. You chose to give birth to them. Take care of them to the best of your ability. And when they grow, they will choose to take care of you to the best of their ability. Don't put it on them that they are your investment. Invest while you are training them. Invest somewhere else as well.
It's just a silent underlining statement. Every parent say, may I read from where I labored?
Of course you read from where you labored. Don't just put the pressure there.
May all mothers read from where they labored. Whether
Amen.
has a bad wife.
Amen. Including us.
Amen. That's all we can take on the show.
Don't be a bad wife.
Have a fabulous weekend. Please go and vote. Go and vote. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Vote, not fight.